Had a bit of a crash there, but I think we're back. Yeah, I'm not sure why that happened, but whatevs. I missed that. Look at that frog token. Are you serious, game? What the hell? That's crazy. Yeah, I knew there was something else. I was looking on the below, like below the screen, to see if there's anything else down here. Bum. This music's so good, man. I would almost argue that Donkey Kong Country 2 is better than Donkey Kong Country 1. And maybe it is. But TKC 1 had some really great things. I didn't even get all the secrets there. All good. What in tarnation do you want? Stick to the treetops to earn extra lives. I heard if you roll off a platform and press the jump button, you'll do a super jump. Doot doot. Doot 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 doot. Reptile Rumble. Whoops. Doot doot doot. Bananas. This game is bananas. Doot doot doot. I knew that was gonna happen. What? I can't get that. That sucks. Some secrets there I haven't gotten. Coral Capers is a good map. It's the first Unguard map, and the music is just incredibly iconic. Oh, shoot. I'm way too high. Are you serious? Come back. Thank you. I used to be so good at this game. Maybe I'm still good. I don't know. Is there something over here? No. Another Unguard. What's up, Stealth? A Nemo? I don't know what that is. Bum, 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 bum. Look it up right now. All right, hold on. Boom. Boom. Whoa. All right, they got me. The one game I'm most excited about, playing the beta right now, it has... Oh, you're surprised to not see me playing it. Okay, let me see. A Nemo? Okay, another creature capturing game. Okay. Scorch Howl. That looks interesting. Graphics are insane. They look, yeah, I mean, the game looks really cool. I feel like it's really unfortunate because, like, Nintendo has a really, like, they have a huge opportunity to do, like, to like make Pokemon something that like looks like this, you know? And they're just not even coming close. Like, I mean, not even a little bit. It's so hard, like, and it sucks because like games like this will come out. So like, you know, whatever new Pokemon designs they might have up their sleeves, they may not be able to use them now because other companies are making creature capture games and they don't want to like they've said a long time ago that like they've made Pokemon that they can't put into the game because it's too close to someone else's design. And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense, but I mean, you've been half-assing the games for so long that other companies are coming out and making games that are way better than your game. So you kind of like it. You kind of shot yourself in the foot, in your own foot, right? By half-assing your own games, which inspired other people to try to make better versions of your game. And now these other creatures are looking really cool, and they're doing it better than you, which is crazy. Yeah, they stopped caring. Yeah, exactly. It looks good though. Like this game does look pretty cool. Pokemon banked on winning a lawsuit to stop anyone from entering the market. True. Yeah, they weren't going to win that lawsuit. And they really just hurt their reputation too. Like if anything, Nintendo is now seen as the bully, and that sucks. Games are better, graphics better, gameplay is better. I think you'd enjoy this. So if you want, I'd try to join the beta. Yeah, I might try to do that. You're loving it. Nintendo wants as much cash as possible. They don't care besides cash grabbing. Yeah, it's become pretty obvious the last couple of years with some of the Pokemon games. I mean, billion-dollar Pokemon company puts out like that puts out games that I mean, they look like they were released by an indie company with like 25 people making the game, you know? Raising prices on their games, making everything as high as possible, and just releasing garbage. Yeah, it's a family console. Can't believe how they're aiming for so much money instead of sticking to family. Yep. Part of that was I genuinely believe part of that was the CEO Doug Bowser. He came from EA, and EA is notorious for doing that. But also there's a new guy in Japan, Nintendo CEO, who also was very much in the books for financials and stuff. So it kind of makes sense that Nintendo is chasing money right now, but at the same time, that's not what they've been known for decades. Um, yeah, of course they're gonna put out a game, and of course that game they want that game to make money, but they genuinely looked at like trying to make good games first, and the money would come. But now it's like they're just making money. That's all they want. The tone for Nintendo has shifted quite a bit. So yeah, yeah, 40 for a you know basically a AAA game. Um, Yeah, it's hard not to call it a AAA game because it did have a huge budget, but or they had a lot of investors, but it sold like crazy. So you know, they're what's the word? They're uh, it paid off. Their risk was it paid off. Yeah, it's like maybe borderline. I don't know. It's hard to say because they got a lot of investors and they were able to like secure money and you know continue to make the game when it seemed like they were going to shut down. They continued to find new people to invest and then they kept making it. So it's not like a big budget studio game like EA or Activision or even Ubisoft, but it's technically indie, I suppose, because they don't really have like a big name studio. But I know what you mean. Pushing to get people to keep you going on your project. Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean. It's hard to label it of anything, you know? It's probably in that limbo area right between uh you know, AAA and maybe it's like a double A or something. I don't know. I don't know what you'd call it. But everyone loves it. I never played it myself, but everyone loves that game. And Game Freak has the money to make an incredible Pokemon game. And like there's a part of me that's like, look, Generation 10 is coming up soon. I'm certain that by the end of February we're going to have um some information on what Generation 10 could be. Uh Pokemon Pokemon Day is coming up soon. So Nintendo might or Game Freak might do a direct and try to like tease the new Pokemon game. The thing is, if they don't go all out with Pokemon, I won't get it. And that sucks, right? Like Pokemon, I think it was Sword and Shield was the first one where I didn't buy the other game right away. Um Scarlet and Violet, I think I only bought Scarlet. I won't buy the other one. And if this game is not good, dude, if this game doesn't have like it needs to have new types, it needs to have like really cool Pokemon designs. The starters have to be incredibly well designed. Um the worlds and the environment have to be like open and populated and they have to look really good. And if they don't do any of that, then I don't know, man. I skipped ZA, but I felt like Legends Arceus was really good. It was a step in the right direction. And then they came out with Scarlet and Violet. Or was it Sword and Shield? It was Scarlet and Violet, I think. And then that was like a step backwards. And then like Pokemon like Scarlet and Violet works better on the Switch too, but you shouldn't need a whole new console to play a game that was built for the console you had before, you know? Like if I built a game on the DS, it shouldn't work so poorly that the 3DS is required to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But Game Freak might try to they might try to push the limits of what the Switch 2 can do already, and that may result in the game not working properly or having some issues or something. So I don't know. I don't want to just give up on what Pokemon has meant to me for so long, but the older games were better. They were more fun, and I don't need 3D games to enjoy it. But they're just gonna have. I mean, I just won't buy it if that happens, you know. They just want you to have to buy the new systems, and Nintendo systems are overpriced. I can't argue with you there right now. And that's the thing, is like Nintendo's never been known for having an overpriced system. They usually have, well, maybe not usually, but they often like they'll release their console, and then like as time goes on they'll lower the price, but they haven't done that. I bought GameCube on launch day, and then like a little while later it was like $100. Um, yeah, and they raised the Switch 1 price when Switch 2 came out. Despicable. Yep. Yep. That's exactly what they did. You know what? It's funny because I was thinking why would they do that? And I thought, taxes or something. I thought there was like a financial reason, but that makes more sense. They wanted the Switch 1 to be closer in price to the Switch 2, so people would just be like, well, if I'm going to spend that much, I may as well buy a Switch 2. Yep. Yep, that makes a lot of sense. I hadn't made that connection. That makes so much sense. Damn. They made the new one, they could control it, shut you down on it. The old one they couldn't. Yeah. Gives them more control, pushes you to the new one, makes you spend more. Yeah. The thing is, like, Switch 2 games, yeah, they're more expensive, but there's really not that many of them coming out anyway. Like, even the new, like, Tamagotchi Life, it's a Switch 1 game. Like, that's crazy. It's a Switch 1 game, and and you can play it on Switch 2. Like, why? Like, you're not even putting out Switch 1 or Switch 2 games. It sucks, dude. Oh, I suck, actually. Boom. Oh. It's really hard to like Nintendo right now. I will say that. I definitely agree. Nintendo. I mean, I grew up with them. That was my whole thing, man. Super Nintendo, N64. When everybody hated on the N64, man, I was right there playing it. It's crazy to me how much that's changed, you know? Yeah, they massacred themselves. The only thing keeping them going is they have a monopoly on certain games. Yeah. Even like Microsoft's not really doing that anymore. Um, Sony has released some of their games on PC as well. And honestly, like the Mario games, like, yeah, they're good, but I mean, they're not like Like, they're not so good as to be like, oh, I need to go out and play that game immediately, right? Like, they're good, don't get me wrong. But lately, like, Mario Odyssey is probably one of the better ones. Um, Even like Zelda, like Breath of the Wild, yeah, it's good. But I felt like it was lacking a little bit. There was something missing from Breath of the Wild that the other Zelda games captured. Let's see. Mario, Pokemon, those games are all keeping Nintendo going. Even that's dying. It'll always sell as people will buy Nintendo like an iPhone. True. Yeah. I can't argue with you there. I don't know. I don't know if I want to live in a world where Nintendo is bankrupt and never making video games again. Um, they have a lot of money, and the Switch and Switch 2 are selling like crazy still. But it is a bit scary, right? I think going bankrupt or losing money is the only way they're ever going to look at things and say, we need to do better. Because while they're on top, while they're making money, they're just gonna walk around like their shit don't stink. You know what I'm saying? But they need to realize they are going the wrong direction. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Something has to happen. Something has to give. It's just hard to know like what that's gonna be, and I don't know. It's gonna be scary. Because if they do lose a lot of money, I think more people than ever will be like not happy about it, but they'll be like, yeah, we'll get something good will come out of this, right? That's what people think. It'll take a Mino, Power World, Digimon kind of taking over. Yeah. I do think that like Game Freak has taken a little bit more time with making the next Pokemon game, which has been pretty cool. So like so they didn't come out with a Pokemon game last year other than ZA. And some of the Gen 10 stuff is already leaked a little bit, but I don't know what's going to happen. Um, so I'm just hoping that they've taken extra time and that they really pack the next game with as much like good stuff as they can possibly cram into it, right? Without overloading anything. I just don't see that happening. And ZA, yeah, ZA didn't. I don't know. People, there are people who will defend it, but I looked at it and I was like, I don't think this is what they think it is. This seems a little lackluster, you know? You watched your friend? Yeah, you know what? I watched a couple people play it and I was not impressed. Whoops. And that sucks, man. Like, I want the games to be good. It really sucks that, like, I have to not buy a game because I want the company to do better. That sucks, right? That's what it's come to, though. Even Madden is trying that. Wait, what's Madden doing? Don't buy this, just buy Digimon. And I'm only playing it as its Pokemon. To be fair, even Madden is trying that. The games are just meh. Sales keep dropping. Yeah, that's what's weird to me is like the idea that like the NFL is keeping their exclusivity to EA for Madden. It's really weird because you would think they'd want. I guess as long as they have the numbers, like as long as they actually have the numbers to show that like they're actually doing, like they're selling, they're making more money than they ever could make if they than they ever made before. But that's a little misleading because more people are playing those games because it's the only game, right? The NFL in general is not something I enjoy like watching or participating in anymore, but there are people who still love it, and as long as they are, as long as they're showing that more and more people are playing those games, then they can keep that deal. It's just weird. EA sucks, yep. But see, like when EA started doing like the Ultimate Team packs and stuff like that, like they're probably making more money. They're just losing players. As long as they can show they're making more money with the exclusivity than they ever did without it. What the hell? Then there's no reason to like drop that exclusive deal, you know? But yeah, Madden sucked for a long time. Jaguars fan, always watch the Jags. From what I was seeing, their sales and that are all down. They probably make a decent chunk still enough as it is the only game to play. Yeah. Yeah. It's tough. Like, I don't know, man. It's kind of why I'm enjoying going back and playing some of these old games because they were always there for me when I was younger. And yeah, I mean, they definitely wanted to make money off these games, but it didn't feel like that. It felt like they were good games first and the money came second. Mm. Oh, I thought I was gonna get this first try. Dang. 100%. I still replay Legend of Dragoon, FF9, 8, 7, and 10. Those were all amazing games, honestly. Did you play the FF7 remake? I'm actually kind of afraid to ask what you thought of it. Oh shit. Oh, shit. Didn't like what they did with Rebirth? Bro. I did not like what they did with Remake. Yeah. The whole idea of like the whispers and stuff is like, what the hell? Like, why? Like, why? You had a great story with FF7, a wonderful story that didn't need to be changed, and you're trying to do what with it? Why? Yeah. Sephiroth being at the end made no sense because the first part of that game was not about Sephiroth, it was about Shinra. And after you defeat Shinra, there's a new threat that shows up. And the mystery of that threat was what made what made him so like menacing and intense. You shouldn't have fought him at the end. There was no reason to do that, especially in some alternate dimension. Like, it was fan service. But the true fan service would have been to keep that story as close to the original as possible. And yeah. The kind of fan service they gave to that game was just real bad. Yeah, I've heard them say they wanted to they didn't want people to know where the story was going. And I'm like, that's so stupid because people people have played that game. Um and we're wanting to re-experience the game in 3D. It's not like we want to be on the edge of our seat wondering what's going to happen. We wanted to replay it in 3D. That was the whole point. For them to come out and do it differently just made no sense. I hated Remake. I never played Rebirth. I will not play Rebirth. I don't care about the other. I don't care about the third part either. I just don't care. Ooh. Ooh, I knew he was coming. Damn. Square Enix sucks. They haven't made a good game in how long? Ever since I think it was them losing Squaresoft. Yeah. What was a... Yeah. I'm trying to think of like what game came out that I liked. I guess there wasn't really anything from Square Enix. Maybe FF13 I heard was good, or at least decent, but that was a long time ago. Ah, damn. I can say the Tactics remake looks pretty good. I saw some people speedrunning that pretty recently. Ah, damn it. FF102? Yeah. Say what you will about 10-2, man. The gameplay was fun, the job system was cool, and the story was fine, but you have to like you do have to like step back and like it's a little jarring, but once you get past that first initial shock, it's like, okay, this isn't that bad. This is really fun still. Yeah. It was definitely different. But I think it was different in a good way. Okay, game. I couldn't even escape that. That's crazy. Me and my friend, uh, I was hanging out with one of my childhood friends at the time. We'd like reconnected when like right around the time 10-2 came out, and he's very much opposite of me. Like he's not the same as far as like the paths that we took in life. He was very much um, I don't want to say on the streets, but he lived like a street life, you know. Um, Probably the best way I can put it. And I was really sheltered. I stayed inside. I didn't really go out that much, and I didn't really do a lot of like, you know, dangerous stuff, I guess. But he did. Um, and he liked FF10. So did I. And then 10-2 came out. We bought it, or I bought it and brought it over to his house, and we played it. And he was like, "What the fuck is this?" And I was the same. I was like, "I don't know, man. I don't know what this is." But I think he enjoyed it eventually. I'm not sure if he ever played it. He's not the kind of guy that would like it at all, but I think he did. And I stuck with it because I spent 40 or 50 bucks on it, and I'm glad I did because it was a good game. Yeah, I liked it. I never did both endings. I did the first ending. I never went back and did the second ending or got the secret ending or anything like that. But it was cool. I think I bought it on PS4, 10 and 10-2 collection. Yeah, the HD remix. I've got that. Haven't played it, but I think that like I've been thinking about going back and playing some of those games. It's just kind of a long streaming journey, and I'm going to be streaming a lot more like overnights. So I don't know. I don't know how it's going to work out, but um, or what days I can do that. But we'll see. Yeah, 9 was amazing. 6 was my all like I think 6 is probably the best Final Fantasy game that's ever been made. But seven's my favorite. I thought that 8 was going to be my favorite, and I didn't like 8. And 9 was good, but there was a lot of like I thought the story was kind of hard to follow in 9. Um Maybe I was just me, but I felt like the story was hard to follow after you get to like the initial like kidnapping the princess. After a little while the story got became hard to follow, but like I couldn't even tell you what happens in that one. And the level system was cool. I liked 9, don't get me wrong. 9 was great. It was an amazing game. Better than 8, I think. And the environments were great. They did a really good job of like the music and the environments and all the like immersive aspects of the game. Um 9 was good. 10 also did the same thing. I think 10 did a good job too. And 7 was probably my favorite, I think. Yeah. Dude, there's one thing about Final Fantasy um 8 that drove me absolutely bonkers. One thing kind of ruined the whole game for me because at the beginning of the game, like you see all these cool characters, you see Squall, you see Zell, you see Quistis, and you see Selfie, and you meet Irvin, and you meet all these cool characters, and you're like, whoa, that's awesome, right? And fresh off of Final Fantasy VI, fresh off Final Fantasy VII, you're like, wow, I can't wait to learn more about, Irvin. Why does he wear a cowboy uniform? Why does he have a cowboy hat on? I can't wait to learn more about Selfie. Where'd she come from? And around like disc 3 or 4, you realize that's not going to happen. It was the first time I ever thought to myself, this story is stupid. Whoever wrote this is dumb. But it felt like, it almost felt like they tried to take on too much. With like the new graphics and like having the character models the way that they were. It was 4 discs, but even then, like they had FMV footage in there, and it felt like they were trying to do too much. So they kind of had to like take all these different characters that you thought were going to have their own backstory and just be like, I don't know what to do. We don't really have a lot of time or space for this. So we're just going to say that they all knew each other in an orphanage and they grew up together, but they forgot because they used Guardian Forces. Ugh. I was pissed. That was the first time I ever got really mad at a story. Because those characters were so cool, man. Everyone came from the same place. Wow. And they were like 17. So like they forgot really quickly. But the other thing is too, like using the Guardian Forces affected their memories. Okay. But they were students who hadn't really had a lot of experience with Guardian Forces, and you're still using them. So like, wouldn't your characters just need constant reminding of where they came from, or constant like wouldn't they just be forgetting stuff all the time? Because as the game progresses, you use Guardian Forces more and more often. So you'd think they'd just be forgetting stuff all the time. They'd be like, what was your name again? Oh, I don't even remember my own name. Like, you think they would forget everything. Because they forgot that they all grew up together when they weren't even using Guardian Forces all that much. Anyway, that's my rant about FF8. It was a good game overall. It was fine because it did everything right except for that one thing. And that one thing was a pretty big thing. But I was just annoyed. I was so annoyed at that game. Oh shit. Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do, right? Like, I loved the environment in that game. The music in the game was fun. Um, Character personalities were pretty decent. Um, the graphics, the battle system was fun. The junction system I wasn't super in love with, but it worked. I didn't like being like, I can draw Firaga from this enemy, and then I can attach it to my attack, which is cool because it raises my attack. But if I use Firaga, my attack goes down. So I could draw the magic from enemies, but I can't use the magic because it hurts the stats that I'm junctioning it to. Aside from that, the battle system was fine. And that was a minor thing. Like, it wasn't even something that, like, you know, it wasn't like a glaring flaw. It was just a, because like the some of the spells are hard to find. Like, it's hard to find. Like, if you wanted to draw Ultima from an enemy, like, Ultima is not very common. So if you draw 99 ultimas and attach it to your attack, you essentially don't want to use ultima anymore. Or if you attach it to your magic, you don't really want to use that magic because then it lowers your stat. But if you do it to like fire or like fire 2, those are pretty common, so you can use that as much as you want. And it's not really a big deal, but it's a minor complaint. I just like the draw system was fine. I just wish it was a little different. Draw was very interesting. I don't know if you knew. Every boss in that was like big. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. So what's funny is I didn't know about the level up system when I first played the game, and I did the classic FF7 or FF6 thing where I wanted to level up all my characters to the max level. So I spent a lot of time leveling up all my characters to max level, only to realize that the bosses leveled up with me. So the final boss fight was insanely difficult because I spent I spent more time um like enjoying the game and grinding out levels. Yeah. I know that now, but back then I didn't know that. Which is also a weird system when you think about that. That's a weird system to put into the game when in previous games that was never the case. Very weird system. Ah, shit. What am I doing? Oh, geez. I knew he was coming. Huh. I knew it. I knew he was going to be there. I didn't know when, and he came so fast. Damn it. Yeah, I had a great time playing Final Fantasy games, though. I didn't play anything after Final Fantasy 10 2. 11 was online. 12, I didn't really have an interest in 12 for some reason. And 13, I guess by that time I was getting out of RPGs. I didn't play that many of them. Um, but yeah, and then 14 I had no interest in. 15, whatever's out now, whatever the latest one is, no interest. Just because like they feel different, they look different. And then of course FF7 remake kind of put me off. 9, I could replay 9. It's one of those things like it's a time investment. I don't know how much time I'll be able to invest into it though. I've been wanting to go back and play like Mario RPG, and I never actually played Chrono Trigger. Um, I gave Chrono Trigger a chance on when the PlayStation 1 version came out, but there was huge load time, so I never really got into it. And then I never actually beat Xenogears, which was an amazing RPG by Square at the time. Xenogears was really fun. And I think there's a couple others too that I wanted to try. I dabbled in Octopath Traveler a little bit, but I couldn't get into it. And Bravely Default looks pretty fun. FF Tactics was amazing. I love FF Tactics, dude. Um, it's just an amazing game. Like if that was another game where like, it's so funny because I feel like Final Fantasy Tactics has is a really really good example of like how much sound design can like pull you into a game, because that game didn't have a whole lot of like graphics. Like when you're on the world map, you're basically just like, it's just a map. Like it's just a picture. It's like this is the world map, like what you'd see on the screen right now. And it's like you get into the battles and you see your characters, and that's pretty cool. So it was all just like managing your party, but it felt so immersive. It felt so real, right? It was very stylized visually. The sound and the graphics and the music just all played a role in like being so immersive into a game that didn't really have a whole lot of like graphical presentation, you know? Tactics was amazing. Legend of Dragoon is a godsend. Tales games are amazing. Xenoblades are really fun. I think Xenoblade is like, I think it's a spiritual successor to Xenogears. Like it takes place in the same world, like 100 years later or something. Or maybe I'm thinking of something else. Xenosaga. Xenosaga. That's what I'm thinking of. Not Xenoblade. Yeah. There's a lot of that stuff, man. And like, there's a lot of RPGs out there. I've heard um the games with Shulk are pretty good. I can't remember the name of that game though. It's not Tales or Xeno. It's like, maybe it is Xeno. Xenoblade Chronicles. I think that's what it is. I tried playing Monster Hunter, but I couldn't really get into that one. Um, oh shit. The newest Monster Hunter was too easy. Is that what you mean? I don't like this whole like games being watered down. What the hell am I doing? I don't like when games get watered down to make them easier. Like that's one of my pet peeves about gaming today. Um, I like the challenge, and I think that like I think that's like slowly dwindling. Like this map, this stage is really hard, right? It's a tough stage. But in a modern game, Nintendo might take a stage like this and be like, "Would you like to skip this level?" No, I don't want to skip this level. Or like they'd make it a little bit more forgiving, and I don't like that at all. Hardest dude I cakewalked? Whoa, dude. Too fast to level up hunter rank, and monsters weren't even hard. Haven't bothered the DLC. Too easy. Monster Hunter was fun. It was hard until I had a good build or was past in the game. Or was past it in the game. But then the late game monsters could kill you. Yeah. But that's kind of the point though, right? Where you like you have a hard time with the game for a little while, and then once you get all the good like weapons and items and stuff, that's when things start to like feel a little bit more doable. Borderlands was kind of like that too. but they never really had any like super hard end game bosses, and a lot of people just figured out the easy builds, like the best builds to kill everything with. So it became like a farm. Like go find this stuff and you'll win every time, and it's like, okay. Like the theory crafting and build crafting was like it became a science at some point, and the science was like just made the game so easy. Which I get. Like that part can be pretty fun, but gosh, dude. Oh, damn it. Ugh. I jumped too soon. Probably play Legend of Dragoon or FF9 starting tomorrow. Do it. Do it. Yeah, dude, I'm gonna be on tomorrow morning as well. I have a new sleep schedule now, so I basically stay up all night and go to sleep around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So, yeah, I'll be on for sure. Yeah, man, good to see you always. I'm glad you stopped by. Good conversation. Not yet. Not yet. No updates on the IT stuff. I did ask my supervisor at work about IT at my current position, but or in my current company, but like there's some weirdness around like promoting out of my current role. So like if I want to do it, I have to be like really hardcore about it, and I haven't really like decided that I need to do that right now. It is on my mind though. It's not going anywhere. It is something I'm thinking about. I would say in the next couple of years I'll probably look into it further. But yeah. I definitely appreciate you bringing it up, and I'm going to keep it in mind, but yeah, nothing's I haven't been antsy or anything to get to go for it. So, but it is something I've got in the back of my mind. Do it. Just do it. Yeah, I'll see you later, man. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for conversation. Keep checking back with me on that, because I'm sure one of these days it'll push me to do it. Very true. Very true. I'm just kind of comfortable right now, and I'm sure that like as time goes on, I'm gonna want something different. But yeah, don't be afraid to ask about it again. Bum, 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 bum. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great night. I have to beat this stage. I only have a few more chances. Mm. Son of a bitch. I've always hated this stage. I don't know what it is about this stage. It's just one of the hardest stages in all of like the Super Nintendo world. Mm. Yeah, let's go. Easy. All right, it wasn't easy, but I did it anyway, okay? Is there something over here? Maybe not. Woo! Ba 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 bum bum. Ba 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 bum. Do 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 dee dee dee. Isn't there? There's something up there. Whoa. Okay. Thank you. That's what we want. Dee dee dee. What the hell? Dee dee dee. Okay. Is this another cart? I don't think it is. Yeah, this is just the red and the blue. Whoa. Oh, that sucks. I thought it was dead. Oh my god. Oh, that sucks. Doot doot. Deet 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 deet. Ay ay ay. It's a save station? Yeah. Boom, boom. I have not gotten this far in a long time. Doo -doo -doo -doo. What game? Do 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 do. Ooh. Yeah, I wasn't sure which one that was going to be. I thought it might have been that one or the next one. To the left. Or right, I mean. Whoa, that was close. I think I missed a couple secrets on that one. Oh, I got them all. Okay, cool. I remember that stage as being like notorious for having a ton of secrets, so I just couldn't remember if I got them all. Hell yeah. What, dude? Whoa. Wasn't ready for that. Are you serious, game? Wow. Bum. Okay. That's the O? I feel like that was supposed to go the other way. Oh well. That's not what I did, game. Wow. Okay. Where's this go? Oh, up there probably. Yeah. What? Oh, that's dumb. Because I opened it up and now it's gone. That's so dumb. I didn't mean to jump off. I did not mean to jump off. Okay. Sure. Oh, this is one of the coolest like stages in the whole game. The Ewok world. I did not do that. Okay. You son of a... Oh, that sucked. That was bad. Where's this go? Where's this supposed to go? Not there. This game is so weird. I did not get hit by him. I absolutely did a cartwheel. There's no way. Hmm. That one might have been my fault. What? This game's crazy. I did it again, bro. I'm like way too eager to pass this stage and try to speed run it or whatever, but how'd I die? Okay. Why? was close. That is not what happened, game. That's not what happened. And you know it. Okay. I hate this game so much. Why do I keep doing this? I don't even want that. I don't even want that. All right, let's save the game. All right. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap things up. It's only been an hour and a half, but I'm gonna stream a little bit later today. It's 1 a.m. So I'll be on about 8 a.m. And also probably at 10 a.m. for some Fortnite. So, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. We'll do some more retro games very soon. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you on the flippity flip.